He says he's more concerned about the Worcestershire Royal than any other hospital in the country. Jeremy Hunt's comments come after the deaths of 2 patients who were waiting in corridors in A&E and another who was found dead in a toilet while on a ward. Speaking in the House of Commons this afternoon, the Health Secretary said the problem of patients waiting on trolleys was mainly down to 2 West Midlands hospitals.
The most recent statistics show that nearly 3/4 of trolley waits occurred in just 2 trusts. In Worcestershire in particular, there have been a number of unacceptably long trolley waits and in the media 2 reported deaths while patients were in A&E. We're also aware of ongoing problems in North Midlands with extremely high numbers of 12-hour trolley waits.
In response, the Shadow Health Secretary, Jonathan Ashworth, asked Mr Hunt if the government would take action over the deaths.
One of the most upsetting reports to come out of hospitals last week was the death of 2 patients at Worcestershire Royal who had been waiting on hospital trolleys. Can I ask the Secretary of State if you will commit to personally lead an inquiry into these deaths?
Well, in our Westminster studio is the MP for Redditch, Karen Lumley, who earlier this afternoon held an urgent meeting with the Health Secretary to talk about the problems in Worcestershire. First of all, Karen, what did he have to say to you?
Well, we talked obviously about the situation that's been ongoing in both the Worcester Royal and the Alexandra Hospital over the last few weeks and what the Health Secretary could do to alleviate some of those problems, but more importantly, to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And I'm very keen that we put a bid in to expand capacity at both hospitals. I want him to look at that bid very seriously. Indeed, I was in that debate or that question time this afternoon, and I specifically asked him about that, and he said he would look very sympathetically on that bid.
Well, with the idea of expansion in mind, at the moment, the Alex in Redditch is looking at having its A&E downgraded. Is this not an opportunity to say to the Health Secretary, we need that A&E department?
We've got an A&E department at the Alexandra Hospital. It's
being downgraded, isn't it?
Well, it's been the fact that children can't go to A&E. 85% of people can go to their A&E. I was in the A&E on Christmas morning, talking to the staff, making sure that they were okay, looking, see what was going on. You know, we owe those staff a great deal of our gratitude. They're working under massively difficult situations. And do you know what? In that debate this afternoon, there was over 100 members of Parliament from across the country who've got stories to tell who were not as bad as ours, but there were, you know, difficult times ahead. And
they are under huge pressure, those staff. So did the Health Secretary give you any assurances about additional support, additional staff, more funding for the hospitals in Worcestershire?
Gave us assurances that they are putting in additional support now. They're also opening another ward now to make sure that we alleviate some of these problems. But as I said to you just earlier, that's in the short term is what's needed. But in the longer term, we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again next year, and that we have these plans in place that make sure that our hospitals are equipped to deliver what we should be delivering for our residents. And I don't want to be having to look at that again. And my condolences go out massively to those families today who have lost relatives.
Karen Lumley, thank you very much. Well, in a statement, the Worcestershire Acute Hospitals NHS Trust told us that it is currently holding internal reviews into all 3 of those deaths, and until they're completed, it can't comment any further. It says that it's working hard at reducing the times people are waiting on trolleys, but they accept that some patients are waiting longer than they would like, and they have apologised for any excessive waits.